Introduction. The Floating Admiral by Dorothy L. When members of the official police force are invited to express an opinion about the great detectives of fiction, they usually say with a kindly smile, "Well, of course, it's not the same for them as it is for us. The author knows beforehand who did the job, and the great detective has only to pick up the clues that are laid down for him. It's wonderful," they indulgently add, "the clever ideas these authors hit upon, but we don't think they would work very well in real life." There is probably much truth in these observations, and they are, in any case, difficult to confute. If Mr. John Rode, for example, could be induced to commit a real murder by one of the ingeniously simple methods he so easily invents in fiction, and if Mr. Freeman Wills Crofts, say, would undertake to pursue him, Bradshaw in hand, from Stranraer to Saint-Jean-les-Bains, then indeed we might put the matter to the test. But writers of detective fiction are, as a rule, not bloodthirsty people. They avoid physical violence for two reasons. First, because their murderous feelings are so efficiently blown off in print as to have little energy left for boiling up in action, and secondly, because they are so accustomed to the idea that murders are made to be detected that they feel a wholesome reluctance to put their criminal theories into practice. While as for doing real detecting, the fact is that few of them have the time for it, being engaged in earning their bread and butter like reasonable citizens, unblessed with the ample leisure of a Whimsy or a Father Brown. But the next best thing to a genuine contest is a good game, and The Floating Admiral is the detection game as played out on paper by certain members of the Detection Club among themselves. And here it may be asked, what is the Detection Club? It is a private association of writers of detective fiction in Great Britain, existing chiefly for the purpose of eating dinners together at suitable intervals and of talking illimitable shop. It owes no allegiance to any publisher, nor, though willing to turn an honest penny by offering the present venture to the public, is it primarily concerned with making money. It is not a committee of judges for recommending its own or other people's books, and indeed has no object but to amuse itself. Its membership is confined to those who have written genuine detective stories, not adventure tales or thrillers, and election is secured by a vote of the club on recommendation by 2 or more members, and involves the undertaking of an oath. While wild horses will not drag from me any revelation of the solemn ritual of the Detection Club, a word as to the nature of the oath is, perhaps, permissible. Put briefly, it amounts to this, that the author pledges himself to play the game with the public and with his fellow authors. His detectives must detect by their wits, without the help of accident or coincidence. He must not invent impossible death rays and poisons to produce solutions which no living person could expect. He must write as good English as he can. He must preserve inviolable secrecy concerning his fellow members' forthcoming plots and titles, and he must give any assistance in his power to members who need advice on technical points. If there is any serious aim behind the avowedly frivolous organization of the Detection Club, it is to keep the detective story up to the highest standard that its nature permits, and to free it from the bad legacy of sensationalism, claptrap, and jargon with which it was unhappily burdened in the past. Now, a word about the conditions under which The Floating Admiral was written. Here, the problem was made to approach as closely as possible to a problem of real detection. Except in the case of Mr. Chesterton's picturesque prologue, which was written last, each contributor tackled the mystery presented to him in the preceding chapters without having the slightest idea what solution or solutions the previous authors had in mind. 2 rules only were imposed. Each writer must construct his installment with a definite solution in view. That is, he must not introduce new complications merely to make it more difficult. He must be ready, if called upon, to explain his own clues coherently and plausibly, and to make sure that he was playing fair in this respect, each writer was bound to deliver, together with a manuscript of his own chapter, his own proposed solution of the mystery.